autism. And like most children with autism, she's included in a regular classroom at her school. She's starting to read and write, and her verbal skills increase each day. Rebecca's biggest challenge stems from her extremely strong desire for everything to stay the same, a major characteristic of persons with autism. Her teachers explain these difficulties.
If you take her out of context or change anything about, like I've been absent this week and that's had a great impact on her. She's had difficulty acting out. Getting her out of her routine is something that, sets her off.
Lynn White, the in-class special ed teacher, describes a recent example of how Rebecca's behavior affects her learning.
They have stations, and each child knows what station they're going to. They choose a station. What we do in the modification or in the planning session a lot of times is we will choose the day and the session and the station that the kids go to, because that way we can work with them and we know exactly what we're going to do with the modifications. And Rebecca and Bobby were in the same station that day. Rebecca did not want to be there. That was something she did not choose, and she is very, she likes to do the same thing day in and day out. That's another characteristic of autism. She wanted to be at the computer. So what she did is when we sat down, her way of dealing with it, with not wanting to do what we want to do, is just to scream and to say no, and if we force her, she will scream and say no louder.
What strategies do Rebecca's teachers use to manage or modify her behavior so that she can prepare to learn? They're flexible, open to whatever works, but they do have some tried and true techniques, including rewards for appropriate behavior.
We do something called an if-then situation with her. If you will come over here and do this with me, then we'll let you go do something else you want to do. And she does really well with that. And we do a lot of check sheets and smiley faces with her, and she responds very well to any kind of conduct codes or conduct charts that we do with her. But routine is extremely, extremely important with her. She has to stay set on that routine, and any little bitty thing will set her off.
Lynn White's methods also include reassurance and cajoling. But the day Rebecca didn't want to work with the sentence strips, only reward worked.
We had Miss Neely take her to another activity that she chose, or that she wanted to do more. And Miss Neely worked with her, and then we were able to bring her back in once she settled down from the crying, and then she was able to come in.